All right. Looks like we are live on YouTube now. So, this is our second time live streaming painting our Vortex beast. We got a Bugsman glow for the flesh areas, so I'm decided to go for an orange undertone and with a blue-black armor pieces. So, let's begin. What we're going to do is we're going to do Incubus Darkness, kind of as almost as a dry brush over these armor pieces, the scales. There we go. Okay. See how this turns out. And I'm not too worried about getting into every crevice, so. If we get into some of the Bugman glow, some of the fleshy areas, that's fine too. We will just go back over there. Okay. Little bit of extra blue on that, but that's fine. So we're kind of, it's almost going to be like a glowish kind of dry brush style that we want. Because when we throw this piece on the top, we're going to have a blue glowing aura on it. So I think that would probably be a fun way to go for this. All right. Alright. I'm just kind of lightly going over this. Don't want to overload it too. At least at first. This model is pretty big. It's kind of just a tad too big for my setup. So I got this kind of like a 5x magnifying glass, so I don't have to strain my eyes when I'm painting kind of the finer details. And honestly, that's like having something like this, such a good investment. Highly recommend it. Really just want to get one more color on this before I were to move on back to the muscly area. Okay. Like I say, we're just slowly building up this blue. And we're not even trying to have it actually fully blue, because we're going to do the highlights on these pits while still saying like, hey, it's still black armor, but it has that hint of blue. This makeup brush is starting to already fall apart. Oh, also on the sidetrack, I am very happy. I found a new way to kind of... I've never painted this type of blue, and I love how it turned out. Let me see if it will just focus. But yeah. Ooh, I'm excited for this army. So, I didn't really ever think I would be a Thousand Suns player, but you know, the models are starting to really grow on me. Ooh, that is wrong color. Try this out again. Naughty, naughty. Why is it saying that I am unstable? Let's see. I don't say I'm missing anything. I think that's just Twitch being Twitch. And all right. Very strange. Okay. Try this out a little bit. So it's starting to look a little bit better. It's easier to put more onto the brush than it is to take off, so a little bit of patience. but surely it's starting to really come along. So having this dark blue really will complement this as a black armor. It looks like it has skin on it. Yeah, kind of like a leathery armor. That would be kind of fun to do. Kind of like almost like a crab, almost like a crab before you put it in the pot. Kind of has a bluish hint to it. Okay, so got that done. So now we're going to do Sotek green just on the very, very small sections. Actually, hold on. I don't want to do that for. I think Thunderhawk Blue would actually be better, so a little bit lighter, right? Shake, shake, shake. Let's kind of. Okay. There's some unhidden moisture in this brush. Yes. Yo! What are those? 100 biddies? 300 biddies! Well, thank you so much! How's it going, Roxy? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Yeah, I don't like. I've tried to do the alerts and everything, but after about an hour, I'm like, I'm just wasting time trying to get, the alerts working. So my apologies. I'm blaming Windows 11 on this. You know what? I'm doing fairly good, you know? So just had a kind of a chill weekend. So I had a really fun day with the kiddos yesterday. Gotta take them to the park and took them out to ice cream and gotta just kind of be that wholesome dad kind of picture. Let the wifey catch up, give her a break, you know. Let's see. This blue is starting to come along. I know she appreciated it. I bet they all had a great time. Yes! So the kiddos, they got chocolate ice cream and just totally made a mess in their car seats. And wifey was very happy that she could just, she's like, I can do whatever I want. Right? Like, she was able to catch up on some chores, and then also, like, I think she took a nap with the baby. Trying to give her that break. Because Lord knows that she needs it. But I swear, one of these days I'm going to get the audio working. I just have no idea how, like I say, I really do think it's a Windows thing. Like, it's just doing things that says it's not doing. Let's see. Also got a new webcam too, so like now it's actually a real webcam. So hold on, do I have another one just on hand? No, I don't think so. But it's a bigger kind of, it can act as a camera on its own, so like you could take it to the park and record videos there. But it just kept running out of battery even though it's plugged in. So I just got the same, a different kind from the same manufacturer. That's just like, hey, you just plug it in, 1080p. It doesn't need to do the 4K thing or anything. All right. Well, I think that blue is about as much as I want to do. So now we can actually move on back to the skin section. Oh, Roxy, also, I found a new color. So these are actually inks, right? But it has this awesome blue, and just by airbrushing it, just absolutely fantastic looking colors. Now I just got to trim it all gold, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a very pretty army. Yes, and then hold on. There's also I started preparing Vashtor, right? But he has gold armor, and they have gold as well. And the same brand has this gold, and it just absolutely pops. And it was so beautiful to put on through the airbrush. Is this a hobby of yours or a job? It's a hobby. My full-time job is an aerospace engineer. Let's see. But you know what? It would be fun to do this as a full-time job, being able to, I would be able to definitely move to a cheaper state. That would be nice. And also being able to be like, hey, you know what? I can just take a day off and stay with the family, and it's just like, if I get to post some stuff a little bit ahead, and it would be nice. But with how Warhammer is, it would take a lot of effort and time to actually get it to be profitable enough to where, hey, you can live off of it. I would be so worried. Like basically quitting like my full-time job. Let's see, is there any spots that I need to trim up? Got most of the parts ready, so we can go onto the shading, so we can kind of give these muscles a little bit more of a defined look. What does an aerospace engineer do? So an aerospace engineer basically focus on stuff that moves through the air. So they use, it branches off into two specialties, aeronautical and astronautical. Aeronautical focuses on, hey, I make airplanes, focus on making cars more aerodynamic, stuff like that. Astronautical focuses more on rockets, solid propulsion systems, satellites, that type of stuff. I focused on astronautical, and I focus on, right now I do research, but on solid propulsion side. Let's see, so this is going to be a shade. No, that's a contrast. Or yeah, so I think what we will do is we'll do a small sample, see what this Griffin Hound orange looks like. And if we like it, we'll go over the whole body. So let's just do it on, I want to grab a different brush. I think it will work. So I'm not too worried about having this orange be so kind of bright in a sense, because a lot of this is actually going to be covered up. More focus on making sure it gets into those recesses. Those nooks and crannies you go. Okay. I do like where this color is going. It is definitely growing on me. Gotta watch the kitty's bowl so I can feed her. I'm still here. Well, thank you very kindly. Trust me, it is, what's a good way of saying it? It's definitely difficult to monologue over yourself. I'm not that egotistical to just be like, you know how there's some people that can just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk for 3 hours? Like, that's, I can't do that. I struggle with stuff like that. I can do public speaking reasonably well, but just blabbering on, because there's only so many times that you can say, I am painting the color orange on this model, before you just start being like, you know what, I should just press a button and just go, beep, I'm painting the color orange. Yeah, that's not me either. Yeah, I think it takes a special type of person that can actually talk like that. So, but I can talk about like other stuff very passionately, so. It's just you have to find that thing that they're compassionate about. Then it takes forever for me to shut up about it. Okay, we can clean that up on a later turn. But what type of cat do you got? So, I am not a like I've had cats in the families, but I'm definitely more a dog person. But I will say that if there was a Maine Coon that walked over and just absolutely just snuggled up with me and just like whined for me to take it home, then yes, probably would be difficult for me to say no to it. And I know my wife is going to use this as evidence to get a Maine Coon. She's just like, I got that clipped! Okay. A bit of a mess, but that's okay. Okay, leverage, use it. Yes, she does know how to get what she wants. So normally it's with the big doe eyes. Almost done with the tail. That is a bright orange. I definitely am liking it now. Or I was a little bit on the, I don't know, but now that it's starting to go up more and more, I am starting to like it more. Biggest thing is to make sure you don't touch the wet paint as it dries. It's just this is a pretty big model to work under everything. Next for the palm. In some of these orange places I will probably just go over in black again. But like I say, it's kind of easier to just kind of go over and do touch-ups. Makes it go a little bit faster. Alright, time for this body section. So the way how to do contrast over these large areas is to basically think of a line with your paint. And you kind of want to make sure that that line is always kind of moving. Because when that line stops moving, it dries and starts to create a layer that then becomes noticeable. When you go over it again, it's just like bleh. Go. Now, let's see, I think what we'll do is we'll start over here. switch over to this side. This part. Gotta. Oh, he's spiky. Okay. Okay. Oops. This is section. All right, so this orange, hey, he's starting to really pop now. Hey, welcome back, Roxy. So we just finished this orange contrast, and what this does is that it adds a second layer of color, but it's semi-transparent so that it will pool and kind of create its own shadows. So you can kind of see here where it goes into the recesses and it becomes a little bit on the darker side. And now we just got to wait for this part to dry. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I felt my phone buzzing. Oh, it's just random stuff. Okay. It's just my phone buzzing to phone buzz. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is maybe do these teeth or the spines. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab kind of a darker gray. Let's see, not that one. So we have Mechanican Gray as our base start. Alright. I think that'll be a good color to work with. Part of me is thinking maybe it would be good to get better brushes, because like, oh, what's the saying? Basically, you can see here how it's just, oh, maybe not the best way, but you can definitely feel it being wobbly. Alright, so let's see, which one should we start off with? I think this. Ooh, that paint was way too thin. because when it doesn't even have the surface tension to kind of stay on the paint, you know you thinned it down way too much. This brush is going to separate after just barely being used. My fingerprints would be all over these. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, like, you kind of get a feel for it. Like, once you finish painting a fair amount of it, you get used to it. But I mean, normally you're painting something like this, you know, it's small, you can have a handle, oops, like you can have a handle, right, and you can really kind of grab on it. This guy is abnormally big. He's one of the more bigger models. But yeah, so like even I still touch these, so don't feel bad about that. Alright. I do not like this paintbrush, Sam. I am. Over to the shame pile you go. Grabbed. Well, that one is just as bad. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. So how I normally do this is I will very carefully kind of start where the end lines are, and then I'm like, okay, now I know where I can kind of speed up. So follow my line, fill it in. But yeah, so I'm starting to see that nice kind of shade difference. So my plan for these guys is to basically kind of do a gray scale, and then I'll go over it with a blue contrast. Kind of bring it back into the armor pieces. But I do like how it is turning out so far. Okay. Okay. Just lots of... This guy is spiky. He is definitely making his point. I have no idea why I'm getting an unstable connection. Also kind of, there we go. Do you keep collecting them or do you sell them? So I am collecting them so that I can use them for long form content. So I do have in the works a Crusade series, so it's like think Warhammer but with a hint of Dungeons and Dragons narrative storytelling. So every battle will kind of determine how the story progresses. and every winner kind of gains more, kind of gets to have a bigger army for the next round. So they become more formidable and all that fun stuff. And I'm just working on the boards. The thing is that the boards they gotta be painted and it has to look good, and I'm a perfectionist, and then it's also, hey, I'm also a dad, so I can't just grind it out. So my schedule is just absolutely stuffed. So there really isn't any time where I'm just doing nothing. But like even when I am just kind of watching TV at night or something, I'm building. Like right now I'm building the other set of this guys. But you know, I am not so I have done commissions before. So somebody has been like, I want you to paint this for me. And they buy the model and I paint it for them and I do the dioramas and everything. And she's happy with it. And I guess one of her friends actually got inspired by my artwork and did his own painting of this basically the same thing. So the commission that I did was a Shadowkeeper's Custodes. So basically one of these guys, right? They are the super soldiers of the personal bodyguards of the Emperor of Mankind. But the Shadowkeepers, they are wardens of like super jail. It's called the Dark Cells, where like if even one of them escapes, it can destroy humanity and everything. And the diorama is basically, hey, some Death Guard is spawning out of these dark cells while the Shadowkeeper Custodes is like charging up and running into battle. So I think it came out pretty good. I need to find the pictures and just post it on like YouTube or something. Alright, why is this bitrate? The bitrate looks fine though. Oops, what is it doing? What is it saying? Average bitrate is too high. Oh, it's getting too much. Okay. But one of these days I do need to just kind of pull out like the whole collection, right? And just show everybody kind of what I have. It'll also be a good inventory for me to know what exactly I have. Because I'm trying to collect a little bit of everything. I think I have almost a little bit of everything. There might be one or two things that I'm missing. I think I at least have something out of No, I do not have Drukardi. That's the one army I do not have. brush. You know, I think I'm going to move on to a different color. He has so many spikes. So we're going to go back to the orange skin. And I need to grab, where is my pointy brush? I do not see it. Oh, there it is. Now I do. So we need to basically paint on the muscle fibers. So we're basically kind of going to be doing these light strokes. On the top parts. Alright. We're basically doing like 1,000, death by 1,000 cuts on the skin. But by doing this method, you basically can create muscle fibers. I love the music. Well, thank you. So just so you know, so it's Stream Beats synthwave. So it's one of those royalty-free ones. So you can just go and download it. I think there's over 200 tracks of synthwave. And then there's also a whole bunch of different genres and everything. But yeah, I do not like using copyrighted music. It's just like YouTube and Twitch are already enough of a problem of a headache. I don't need the "you're using copyrighted stuff. This has been muted." More people need to use that, especially people who have VODs. Yep, so that's kind of why I'm streaming on, so I'm dual streaming on Twitch just because that is where the people watch the streams mostly, but then also for YouTube, because then it becomes a searchable content, right? And the thing is for YouTube, I need to get to, what, 4,000 hours of watch time, and that's really hard to do with shorts. So shorts, you need like 10, like you either need to do like 4,000 hours of watch time or 10 million views in like 3 months, and that's just like real. I don't know how you do that unless you get that one lucky short. That just gets, yeah, that millions of views. So I think the biggest short I ever did, or the highest one is like 19,000 views. I did recently get a short for like 3,500 views, and that was nice. But you can see how just by focusing on that, there is some skin texture, right, compared to just the generic colors. So it's just, it takes time. we are. Yep, so it's starting to look a lot better now. So by being able to add that. Let's work on the other side. So the trick for this to work is basically always keep thinning down the paints. And first start with obvious areas. So that you know, a little bit too much water on that. Now it's just the hardest thing is trying to reach down into that back part. Like I say, just kind of going over these top sections. And once you start getting into the right paint consistency, it just flows. All right. see. So we will focus on this last little bit, and then we'll work on the chest. Yeah, see how it's starting to come along. Okay. Now, seeing how a lot of the muscles are going in this direction, we are doing these long strands. The biggest thing is just to make sure that they are staggered. If you just do them all just like in the same kind of section, then it kind of creates these lines that the eyes are able to pick out. So do some that are a little bit extra long, some that are a little bit extra short. See how it has this type of long but staggered look. Making sure to stay out of those recesses, those dark areas, and just kind of doing your best. This kind of like, oh, what's the way of saying it? It's almost kind of like painting, but like golf, you know? You take a few tries and then you actually swing. Nice and set up for it. See, I thought I heard a cat. No, that's you heard my eldest. So I guess there is something he does not agree with. So, but I mean, he's 3. They have temper tantrums. Like this morning, he had a temper tantrum that he wasn't allowed to have a bunch of apple juice right in the morning. It's just like, no, buddy, you can have water or milk. I don't want you having all that sugar first thing in the morning. Daddy can't keep up that way, so. Yep. That's what. Oh no, that's my middle child. He's 1.5. Yeah, he's probably missing me. So he's been like the last few weeks. He's been super daddy clingy. My niece is 7. She still has temper tantrums. You know, I think everybody still has temper tantrums. We just, the older we get, we hide them better. Like me, I normally have my temper tantrums when I'm driving. Let's see. But they are just like, it is kind of fun though, because it's just like, when they're this young, they just have so much energy and they just want to go, 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 go. Yes, exactly. It is temper tantrums for adults. Like, have you seen some of like the videos that come out of like Russia or Florida or something? Just like, if that is not an adult temper tantrum, I don't know what is. Dude. Starting to look a little bit more like top muscle. I don't need to watch them. I can watch my cousins when he drives. Yeah, it's just, it could be very entertaining. So thankfully I live in a quieter town. But when I used to live in LA, oh my word. That is definitely children driving at the maximum. Horrible, horrible place to drive. I haven't learned how to drive yet. You know, it's like if you have like good public transportation in where you live, I wouldn't worry too much. Because the best place, in my opinion, the best places to live are the places where you don't need a car. little bit too much paint. Needs to thin it down just a tiny bit. Boston isn't the best place for parking a car. I used to live in Boston when I was a younger child, and it was, what was it, Ashland, Massachusetts, but like I moved to Nebraska when I was in a young child, I think like 6th, 7th grade. But I still remember Boston, and I enjoyed that place. Although I don't know if it's still the same Boston as when I used to live. But I still very clearly remember getting to go to a Monster Jam rally in downtown Boston. And that was just like, it's one of those things where it's just like, core memory unlocked. A lot has changed, I bet. Kind of like just more dangerous or dirty or just different. Places that used to be here are gone, more luxury apartments. I noticed that too. It's like, I don't know how they're like, oh yeah, the rent's like $5,000, and I'm like, I don't even make that much. Like, who is able to afford that? It's like, you gotta have 2 senior level engineers or some sort of like actuarial, like someone crazy to be able to afford that. Or you have 3 roommates, one sleeps on the couch. I mean, like, my rent is like $2,000, and I'm still like, even with my job, I'm like, oh my god. But it's like, it feels like it's definitely harder to live, I guess, now. Like, there's just like, everything is just like too expensive, and you're just like, well, if I move away to someplace where it's more reasonable, everyone is doing the same dang thing, making it unreasonable anyways. salutations, that's one hell of a creature you're painting. Yes, he is the Vortex Beaks for 1,000 Suns. So on top of this, he has some nasty tentacles. And for his top, he basically has this giant vortex. I don't even know what to call it, but it's an artifact, I guess, that's just swirling around, creating a ball of energy. So absolutely fantastic. Right now we are just painting the skin of it. So doing a kind of like a bluish armor pieces with a bright orange skin. You love 1,000 Suns? Well, I think you'll be excited. So I actually found a new type of ink color, a new brand, and I tried it out. So why don't you tell me what you think about this guy? So it was an airbrush like turquoise ink followed by like a light blue green kind of accent colors for the highlights. And I fell in love with it. And I was not a big 1,000 Suns player, but I did know Magnus did nothing wrong. But when I saw their Battle Force box and I saw this guy, and I'm like, I need him. I need him on my shelf, on my battlefield. And now we are working on that. So give it a cool ethereal warp. I'd be angry if I had nipple spikes that big. Yeah, they are definitely very pointy. You would think it would be a Slanesh creature at that point, but we're working on those creatures as well. So I haven't decided when the new Defiler that comes out, what faction to paint him as. So because I'm slowly building a little bit of every army. And now I'm starting to be like, well, what do I go for that big cool guy? But the ethereal warp, I think what I'll do is probably I want to have green in here, like a bright moot green somewhere in here. So I'm thinking maybe a green on the outside with a rusty kind of almost like copper like, and then have this bright blue. I'm going to start painting for the first time, and I chose 1,000 Suns rubrics. Hey, congratulations. Just so you know, it's not a race. Like, you should see what my first model looked like, okay? And just have fun with it. Enjoy the hobby. That is the best thing that I can possibly say. And welcome to the hobby as well. So glad to have you here. Yeah, so let's see, my first army, so the very first model I ever painted was a Necron Warriors, because I got the starter kit, and I'm like, well, I was gonna paint Space Marines. That's what I wanted to paint, so I don't care about Necrons. So I'll start with Necrons. That way, if I mess up, I won't hurt myself. And then once I finished kind of with that, I moved on to Space Marines, and I chose Crimson Fists. And after that, I started with the Death Guard, and I kind of fell in love with Chaos models. Not so much as the lore per se, but their models are just infinitely better looking. They just have so much more. What's a good way of saying that? Soul, creativity. I do love Death Guard, especially the random mounts they have. Yes, I love all the crazy spiky bits and the fact that with Death Guard, the worse you paint, the better it looks for Death Guard. And that was very reassuring to get me to really keep going with them. And I think I have like 2,500 points with Death Guard, although it's been a while. I played a game with them, so. Chaos are the bad guys, but that means they have to look cooler. Exactly. They don't have to follow any boring books like the Adeptus or not the Adeptus, the Codex Astartes. But if I want to throw the Codex Astartes out, I guess I could go Black Templars, right? So, they would definitely tell Gilliman to go pound sand. Yeah, I grew up with the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, so T-Sons are the ones for me. Well, there you go. So I haven't seen those movies in a while, so you know what? Maybe I have to rewatch them. Have you read up any of the lore in terms of T-Sons, or just like the models, right? Classics truly brought the Egyptians' aesthetics to life. Yeah, also, I think it's also kind of like for Western cultures, it's also one of the first kind of ways to introduce the mummies, I guess, right? Okay. First audiobooks was The Thousand Suns, and I love and hate Magnus. Yeah, Magnus definitely. So I haven't read any of the Thousand Suns books. Mostly I have done the main line of the Horus Heresy, but I will say that Magnus definitely. While I don't think he did anything wrong, well, he did do stuff wrong, right? But it's like Big E should have just let him in on this. Like, hey, don't use that warp magic. Hey, it's gonna mess up the chair that I'm building for you. He's like, oh, okay, Dad. That's all what they had to do. It could have been done over a Skype call or a Zoom call. Could have saved Big E so much trouble. Yeah, he just messed everything up. Yep. He messed everything up, but you know what? I don't blame him 100%. He should have been let in on the, hey, I'm building this thing. Don't do it. There's a reason I put up these wards. His intentions are good, but since Big E had to be mysterious, yeah, Big E, he needed, honestly, Big E and all of his wisdom really did need to have, he needed to go to counseling or something, you know? Something where it's just like, hey, you know what, maybe I should let my generals know what's going on. There's a reason behind my madness. But Magnus is one of the Primarchs who treats his sons like actual sons, and I like that compared to letting them be cannon fodder. I agree. So I'm kind of the same way. While I like the Crimson Fists, same with salamanders. So I've also started painting some salamanders. They are, like I say, you know what? They are not perfect, but they at least care about who they are fighting for. It's not like Angron, you know. Although I blame Big E on Angron as well. You know what? I just blame a lot of this on the Emperor. All what he needed was just to have, you know, like a, hey, every Sunday, like everybody gets me for an hour so I could be their counselor, you know? Like tell me what's on your mind, Horus. Although I think he really just, I honestly do think that the Emperor just hated Angron. So Angron cannot catch a break. Big E messed Angron up. I don't know. I don't like what Angron does, but his boys, but those boys are traumatized. Yeah, yep. It's just one of those things, which is also really sad because Angron used, if I remember correctly, he was supposed to be the guy that was empathetic. He was the one that was supposed to put empathy to all the other sons. And then it just totally just died. I think we got that chess piece fairly well covered. He would have been sanguineous level of compassion. I think he would be even more, in my opinion. Because he, if I remember correctly, Angron was able to basically take some of the pain away. And he's still able to do it, but he's just the iron nails just absolutely mess with him. Like, he knows how suffering affects people, and he would have been kind as Vulcan. Yeah, I do wish that Vulcan stuck around a little bit more. He kind of basically is like, you know what, I'm just gonna, call me when you need me, Avengers Assemble. I do hope Vulcan returns, though. I think either him or Dorn is probably the next to return. At least for the loyalist side. I hope so, because he's kind of being the hope bringer to humanity. Yeah, I think so. I think the thing is people need some hope, though. I think somebody needs to be able to go to Gilliman and go like, "Yo, do you need a hug, homie?" I don't think the Lion is that man. Gonna have to grab some more paint from the pot. Compared to how the Inquisition keeps failing, or keeps all afraid. Yeah, oh, that would be interesting to see how Vulcan and the Inquisition kind of go head to head. I haven't thought about that angle. Excuse you, the Inquisition do not fail, sir. I beg to differ. I am a heretic today. Goes up to Gilliman and sees the yeah, that's definitely would be that would be funny to see if they actually made that canon. And I don't care if you report me to the Inquisition. Let them come. Let me just check. Okay. Problem is, Gilliman likes humans and just wants humans to survive and not thrive. So him and the Inquisitions hardly clash. The child heard its father's it's a heretic. I didn't know if you would be able to pick up on that. Father, I thought I trusted you. Yeah, it's been 2 hours since he's seen me, so he's probably like, where's Dad? Senses it in the air. The follower has fallen to darker powers. BR gotta check in with some friends real quick. Well, you go do that, homie. You gotta check up on the friends. Always gotta tuck the homies in at night. I will be honest, get into like the muscle fibers underneath with the base, like you have no idea how much I want to just kind of like rip the base off. But the skin is looking a lot better. Like, some I understand those who went to Chaos, and some were either petty or tricked into. Yeah, so one of those that I feel sorry for is, what's a good way to say? I want to feel sorry for Materia because he got tricked in, but he is just so whiny. I want to feel sorry for her, but dang. Yeah, yep. That's kind of how I feel. Just like, you know what? You were tricked. You didn't really fall into her, but it's just like, oh, what's the saying? It's like when Big E talked to him through Gilliman, it's just like, you know what? For like, I know you right now. This is not exactly what you were trying to do, but right now, like, yeah, you chose it. It's like the first time he was a father figure to this guy. Basically saying like, hey, I know you messed up, but right now you gotta own this. All because he hates psychers. Yeah, but if I remember correctly, on his own world, like the warlords and everything were psychers, so I kind of get it. But then it's also funny though, because then he turns into like the most powerful, one of the more powerful psychers in the universe. Let me rearrange. I know, yeah, you can't see anything, but to the best of my ability. Like, Biggie saved him. Biggie is also definitely a psyker. Yeah, he definitely is. Like, I don't remember, oh, you know, I totally just had a brain fart right now. I want to kind of call that quits on that bottom part. That was nothing. Playing Sheko top again. Ah, did he get a buff or something? Because Mort's dad was an evil necromancer who surrounded his palace with poisons. Class with March nearly died too, and then Biggie saved him. Yeah, I remember. I believe it was in The Buried Dagger that tells that story, where it's just like, hey, where basically Biggie made a bet to Mortarion. It's like, okay, well, if you can't handle it, then I'm gonna come save you. Then, like, I own you. Nah, just bored. You know, that's fair. So I might try play a little bit today, but I gotta make sure that the wifey is sorted out and looked after, especially with her letting me stream for this long. play on stream? You know, maybe. So I'm getting a cable, so I got a new webcam so I can actually play. I just need to get a camera so I can move it over here so that I can stream onto like when I'm looking at my monitor. So I just need the cable, just an extension cable to reach it. So, and that's coming today. So you know what? Maybe. All right. You know, let's see. Where else? So we can work over here and on here next. But what do you think? That skin, I'm liking it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over it again with an even brighter orange for certain highlight areas. But I don't know if we're going to get to that yet today. See now. Just kind of working on these knuckles right here. I definitely recommend the Thousand Suns books, though. Magnus' dream was to guide humanity into becoming more psychic and using his sons to teach them how to use their powers. I do remember he went across the back. Basically, it was like, hey, Biggie was like, no psychic stuff, and then he's like, oh, but I'm going to, and then he was absolutely slapped into compliance, and then he kept doing it. Be like, I will teach this, and then father will see that he's wrong. I do want to see kind of the Ahriman. Like, I want to know exactly how they kind of all became sand and armor, you know. So I haven't gotten to that. I knew it was about an army and spell that went wrong. Ooh. You'll play with me too? Okay, bet. Yeah, so before Dust, they had something worse where they turned into melting flesh monsters if they used too much psychic powers, and it was killing the Legion's scaring Magnus. Oh, and I take it that the that spell was supposed to like kind of fix that problem. But then it just went horribly wrong. Yeah, bad Iron Man didn't listen. Oh, so Iron Man was like, I'm gonna fix it, and then Magnus said no, and then he did it anyway? I mean, like father, like son, right? Yep, self-fulfilling prophecy, and naturally Magnus was pissed. Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. Thank you for the lore dump. So the thing is that I try my best to know as much of the lore as possible, because I am very much of a, I like painting stuff close to box artish, but I have my own flair. Like obviously, like this guy is supposed to kind of have a purple on the box, but I'm like, orange sounds better, right? Because we already have all this blue. Let's throw something that kind of makes it pop on the battlefield. But yeah, I need to paint Magnus up, so yeah, I want to lore dub while leaving stuff for you to find out. Ah, very well. So I normally do the audiobooks, so maybe I'll go into the Thousand Suns. I need to go through my backlog though. And as much as I would love to play them on stream, I think that's kind of that's I don't think that would fly though. Pretty sure that would be copyrighted so fast. And I'm also dual streaming to YouTube, and that just sounds even more of a no-no. Twitch is kind of like, well, we'll just mute whatever. Twitch is like, yeah, hey, we're going to do a copyright strike on it. And I just don't want to deal with that. A lot of people like Lehman Russ, but it's through books which don't focus on him. And you find him to be a dick. Well, I mean, given how he acts, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know anything about the Lehman Russ character, but from what I have, the snippets that I have heard about him, yes, I 100% believe he's a dick, but I think he also has a fair sense of humor though. Oh. Let's see now. Let's see. Ooh, we are getting pretty close to 2.5 hour mark. He cares about his sons, but which I respect, but lets them be spoiled. So now Space Wolves believe they're usually better than other chapters. Well, aren't they though? So I have some firstborn Space Wolves that was given to me, and I do kind of like. I've had them for 3 years, just sitting in my closet. I need to just get up and paint them. All right, let me just check. All right, it's getting close to kind of like I need to go check on the wifey, check on the family. I think we are at a reasonable stopping point, but I had fun. Thank you so much for everyone stopping in, and also the lore dump. And if you make sure to follow so you know when I go live next. So it will probably be either tomorrow or Friday. So I need to get a set schedule sorted in, but obviously being a parent and everything, that makes it difficult. But till then, I'm Eka, and I will talk to you later. And thank you for the follow, Boar. Gotta give you that follow. Gotta let you know on that. Alright. Peace out, homie.